Good morning, all. So yesterday we discussed the MOSFET internal capacitances. So there are two capacitive effect. One is gate capacitive effect. Under that we have discussed the gate to source, gate to drain, and gate to body capacitance. Okay. And the second variety is the body to source and body to drain depletion layer capacitances. So that is CSB and CDB. Okay. So all these capacitances we have seen. So now we'll see a simple problem straight away applying to the formula and substitute the given values, finding the values. Okay. So by discussing this problem, whatever we have discussed yesterday capacitance also will be little revised. Okay. So this is the problem for an N channel MOSFET with a T oxide. This is the thickness of the oxide layer they have given. So which is 10 nanometer, length 1.0 micrometer. Okay. So thickness is 10 nanometer. Okay. Length is 1 micrometer and width W is 10 micrometer. Then overlap length. Okay. LOB we have discussed, right? So that is 0.05 micrometer. Then CSB 0, CDB 0. This is required to calculate that CSB CDB. Okay. So at the 0 time, so that is 10 femtofarad. Okay. And then V naught is the 0.6 volt. This also we have discussed yesterday. And VSB. Okay. So that is the reverse voltage for source to body. Okay. So 1 volt and VDS or VDB. Anything they can give, which is nothing but the drain to body or drain to substrate also sometime they will mention, or source also VDS, which is 2 volt. Okay. So these are the values given. Calculate the following capacitances when the transistor is operating in saturation. This you have to keep in mind. So you have to find out here COX, okay, which is the basis of all the capacitances. Then we have to calculate the overlap capacitance. Okay. Then we need to calculate gate to source, gate to drain, and then source to body and drain to body capacitance. Okay. Yesterday we have discussed the many capacitances under different condition: triode region, saturation region, cutoff region. Okay. So we need to consider these capacitor values in the saturation region, and in all the calculation we need to consider overlap capacitance get added to that. Okay. And COX is the very basic. We need to calculate from the thickness of the oxide layer and the permittivity of the oxide layer. Okay. So from that we need to calculate. So let us begin that. So COX, so this is very first in the VI characteristics of the MOSFET we have learned this formula. Okay. COX is given by epsilon OX by TOX, where epsilon OX nothing but the permittivity of the silicon oxide. That is the oxide we are putting now acting as the dielectric. Okay. So which is given as epsilon naught by epsilon R. So epsilon naught means absolute permittivity. Epsilon R is relative permittivity. So epsilon R value, okay, relative permittivity of a silicon dioxide is, it is 3.9. Okay. So that's why it is written 3.9 into epsilon naught, and epsilon naught is a constant which is available from your calculator. Okay. So which is 8.854 into 10 to the power minus 12. Okay. So that you substitute here and you will get the epsilon OX as 3.45 into 10 to the power minus 11 farad per meter. Its unit is farad per meter. Okay. Because epsilon OX, okay, it is farad per meter. Clear? So next we'll consider the COX. We'll put it in this formula. TOX they have given 10 nanometer. So that 10 nanometer you have to substitute here. 10 into 10 to the power minus 9. Okay. So it is 10 to the power minus 8. Here 3 will remain. Okay. 3.45 into 10 to the power minus 3 farad per meter square. But normally the capacitance value will be generally, okay, expressed in femtofarad per micrometer square. Okay. So if you want to do that, so then what will happen here is the same thing if you write in that manner. Okay. So what we have to do, so just we have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 10 to the power minus 12. Both that you have to, so it will not change the value, right? So it is 10 to the power minus 12 in the numerator, and in the denominator also we have to write 10 to the power minus 12. So no changes to the value, present value. But what will happen is in the denominator 10 to the power minus 12 means micrometer square it is. Micro means 10 to the power minus 6. 10 to the power minus 6 square means what? It will multiply, right? 6 into 2. So 10 to the power minus 12. It will satisfy. And in the numerator, 10 to the power minus 12 is there. And here 10 to the power minus 3 is there. It becomes 10 to the power minus 15 it is. So 10 to the power minus 15 is called as femto. Okay. So this is how we convert that. Okay. 3.45 femtofarad per micrometer square. This is normally expressed. So if you are not able to do it, you can keep this answer and you can continue. Okay. So this is about the COX. Okay. Capacitor of the oxide layer. So then overlap capacitance we need to calculate. So this is given as WLOV into COX. For everything, COX is the basics. That's why COX we have calculated first. Then LOV they have given 0.05 micrometer and W they have given, okay, 10 micrometer. So we'll calculate the COV capacitance. Substitute here, W is 10 micro means 10 into 10 to the power minus 6. LOV is given 0.05 micro, which is nothing but 0.05 into 10 to the power minus 6. And then COX we calculated now 3.45 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, substitution and all we'll do this only. Fine. So what will happen here? 10 into 0.05 into 3.45 will give you 1.725. And then it is minus 6 minus 6 minus 12 minus 12 minus 3 minus 15. So 10 to the power minus 15 will come. So minus 15 means femto. So that's why you can write as 1.725 femtofarad. Okay. So that is what? So that is the capacitance, overlap capacitance. So next we need to calculate the gate to source capacitance. Okay. So which is in the case of saturation. In the case of triode region, it is 1/2 WLCOX, right? And in the case of saturation, it will take a tapered shape. Because of that, its value is 2/3 WLCOX. Along with that, we need to add COV. This we have told in the fourth point, right? In addition to all the above formulas 1 to 5, we need to add the overlap capacitance. That's why in calculation, we'll add that value. Okay. So we'll substitute now 2/3 into 10 into 10 to the power minus 6 W value. L value is not this one. Okay. And this is LOV. L value separate. They have given 1.0 micrometer. It is 1 into 10 to the power minus 6 into COX. 3.45 into 10 to the power minus CS. COX is very much important. If you make mistake in COX calculation, everything go wrong here. Okay. Plus you have to do the COV 1.725 femtofarad. Okay. So when you do this, use the calculator. So this is again 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 6, 10 to the power minus 3, 10 to the power minus 12 will come. 15. Okay. Femto will come. 3.45 into 10 into 2/3 will give you some value 20 something. Okay. 23 something you will get. So add 1.725, you will get 24.725 femtofarad. Okay. So see the calculator, use the calculator, you'll get CGS value is 24.725 femtofarad. Okay. Hope it is clear. So similarly, next capacitance value is CGD. Okay. In the case of saturation, gate to drain, because of the tapered shape. So we have explained to yesterday. There are two N plus regions. Okay. One is source and drain. Okay. So at the drain side, it will be pinched off, right? So the channel will take like this V shape, right? So because of that, the CGD value is 0, we told yesterday. Okay. But since we need to add the overlap capacitance to that, that's why it is 0 plus COV. Okay. In the case of saturation. So because of that, the same COV value you have to put over here for gate to drain capacitance, which is 1.725 femtofarad. Okay. Straight away calculation. Then finally, we have the source to body and drain to body depletion layer capacitances. For that, formula is different. So CSB equal to CSB 0 by square root of 1 plus VSB by V0. So here all the values are given. Just you have to substitute it. Okay. CSB 0 value given, VSB given, and V0 is given. Okay. Put it in the formula and find out. CSB 0 they have given 10 femtofarad, means 10 into 10 to the power minus 15 I have written. Square root of 1 plus VSB value is 1 volt and V0 value is 0.6 volt they have given. So 1 by 1.6 So do this calculation 1 by 0.6, then add it with 1 and take the square root of that. Then that you divide it by 10. Okay. And keep the answer in femto. So it will come as 6.12 femtofarad. Okay. So you can use the calculator here to calculate this value. Okay. So straight away answer. And finally, CDB, same manner, drain to body. So this is a capacitance of a reverse bias PN junction. So it is CDB 0 by square root of 1 plus VDB by V0. Okay. Again, these values are given. So CDB 0 also same as this CSB 0, 10 femtofarad given in the problem. Square root of 1 plus. Now VDB or VDS value they will give, which is equal to VDB, which is 2 volt. Okay. Divided by 0.6. It is same as for both the cases. So 2 by 0.6 you have to take now. Okay. Because of that, it will come less value than this value. Okay. 2 by 0.6, then add it with 1, then take the square root. Okay. Then 10 divided by that will give you 4.8 femtofarad. Okay. So this is the value. So this is the problem, very simple. Okay. You need to calculate first COX, then overlap capacitance COV, then CGS, CGD, then CSB and CDB. Okay. So this is about the internal capacitances. So now we'll look at the high frequency model. So now you have understood all the capacitances where they are placed. Okay. So now we'll see the high frequency model. Okay. So this picture will give you the idea about the high frequency MOSFET model. Okay. So very first it will be very difficult you to understand here. So we'll elaborate here step by step so that you will understand. Okay. So what is the MOSFET model? Earlier we have seen. So which is having gate side. Okay. So this is the gate side. And at the gate side nothing was there. There is a just input voltage. Just you can recall if you have the notes. Okay. It is a plus or minus VGS. Okay. So this was the voltage you had. The hybrid phi model. Okay. What I am showing here is hybrid phi model. And this is the source terminal. Okay. Which is grounded in the case of model. And here you have a dependent current source. Okay. So voltage controlled current source you had. And what is its value? GM into VGS. I hope it is clear to you. GM into VGS. I hope you can recall. And along with what you had, and this is the drain side, right? So this terminal we called it as drain side. And you had a parallel capacitance here. Sorry, its value is R0. Okay. Its value is RO. So this is the MOSFET model you have seen. Now this same MOSFET model, in this MOSFET model, we have not considered the capacitances. Now we will consider the capacitances. So that's what you have here. So between this is the gate terminal. Okay. And this is the source terminal here. Okay. And just extended. So now between gate to source along with VGS, you have the capacitance. What is that capacitance? Gate to source capacitance. Between gate to drain, you have the gate to drain capacitance. Okay, 5 capacitances are there. I am trying to show that. Okay. And then we have the drain to body, because below that only body will come there, right? So that's why body terminal also shown along with source. It will be the same, this one. That's why it is shown at the ground level. Okay. Then between source to body also there is a capacitance CSB. Okay. So which is the capacitance we didn't show here? CGS, CGD we have shown. The CGB we have not shown. Okay. The gate to body capacitance. It will happen only when the MOSFET is not operating, right? When the channel is not formed. But normally when we will consider MOSFET, once it is operating, okay, only then we will consider small signal operation and model. That's why that gate to body, instead of that, we will be shown here as GMB, okay, into VBS. The gate to body capacitance, instead of that, it will come a parallel current source GM into VBS. So remaining all things are there here. Okay. See here, GM into VGS current source is there, R0 is there. Only thing is we have considered the all other capacitances into picture here. So this is the picture of a complete picture of a small signal model of the MOSFET, including the 4 capacitances. Okay, so we have considered CGS here, CGD, CSB, and CDB. And this model can be used to predict the high frequency response of MOSFET amplifiers. So in the next discussion, we'll be doing that frequency response of MOSFET amplifiers. We'll be learning low frequency, high frequency response of that. Okay, so in that, to predict the high frequency response, so this model will be helpful for us. Okay, so that's why this is one of the model. So now what we do in next steps is we try to reduce this. Okay, so this model looks like it is very difficult to analyze, right? Since because of fourth terminal also you have considered in MOSFET, it is difficult to analyze. So that's why what we'll do, so whichever is not affecting much to the value, we'll remove that, and we will try to bring a compressed model. Okay, I hope this model is clear to you. Okay, so write down this. Okay, so this is there in yesterday's notes I have sent. Okay, you can continue writing that and complete. Okay, however, so compared to this previous one, it is quite complex for manual analysis. Whatever we have seen first one with 4 terminal, it is very difficult. Okay, for manual analysis means what? When we are doing a problem or something. But however, its use is limited to computer simulation. So computer simulation using, for example, SPICE and all we can use. Okay, even you have used last time in ED lab. Okay, and then National Instruments multi-sim you have used. Okay, even in analog circuits lab we have. So once the college is reopened in the lab, are okay, we will be doing that. Okay, so the simulation part we can use that model. Okay, because simulation there is no difficulty. Okay, so you know what how it is. Okay, so that's why that model is only limited for computer simulation. Manual analysis, it is very complex. Fortunately, for the case when the source is connected to the body, the model simplifies considerably. Even in the our discussion also we have told that source and body are at the same potential, so you can club those. Okay, because of that fourth terminal we will remove, which is that body part we will remove. Because of that, what will happen? CDB CSB part will go away. Okay, so that's why the figure B shows now. So it is having gate to drain capacitance is there, and gate to source is there. Now source and body clubbed, so that's why it is shown here. CDB, drain to body, is shown, and CSB is removed. Source to body is removed because both are at the same, no, that is removed. Okay, and this is GM VGS is there, GMB also removed. Okay, and this is R0. Okay, so this is the model. Normally we can use it for manual analysis in your problems and all as a high frequency model. Okay, so in this model, the gate to drain capacitance, although small, even although this is small, but it is having some significance. Okay, plays a significant role in determining the high frequency response of amplifiers, and thus must be kept in the model. Even all small capacitance you can try to remove, but if you remove, so they will play some role in some part of the operation. Okay, like high frequency response, we'll be learning that in next session. Okay, so there we'll come to know about that. Okay, so this is the simplified model from figure A now. Okay, so still this figure can be further simplified to a last figure, so that I try to show you. Capacitance CDB. Okay, on the other hand, we have CDB in the previous, right? So can usually be neglected, resulting in significant simplification of manual analysis, the resulting circuit. The figure B, we have considered CDB, even we have removed that. So first case we had 4 capacitances, then we had 3 capacitances, and now we have 2 capacitances only. Okay, which are playing the major role in our analysis. Okay, so that is gate to source capacitance and the gate to drain capacitance. Okay, so this is about the high frequency model. Okay, so in the normal hybrid 5 model, this was opened, right? This path was not there from here to here, and here to here it was just VGS was there. Now that capacitance come, and here also one capacitance come, and this is the model, very easy to refer for our, even the previous B also you can use. Only thing is CDB will come there. This CDB is not having much, okay, difference to the calculation, because it is coming in parallel with R0, no? So that's why that also can be removed and made it as figure C. Okay, So this is about the high frequency model. So straight away, if I have considered high frequency model, you would have not understood what is this CGS, CGD. That's why the internal capacitances and how we calculate that, all these things we have considered first, and then we have taken the model aspect. Okay. So if we see the parameters, just to summarize, okay, so this is the model. So what are the model parameters? Okay, whatever we have here, how we calculate that? We have done it from small signal operation to till here. So just I will list out. Okay. So the GM can be calculated in 3 different formula. We know that in small signal operation, which is given as mu n COX W by L VOV. Okay. So which is also given as 2 mu n COX W by L ID. In terms of ID, this overdrive voltage, and it is also given as 2 ID by V overdrive voltage. Okay. So all these 3 different formulas you can use to calculate the transconductance GM. Okay. Then GMB we have used in first model, which is given by xi into Zm, which is gamma by 2 into square root of 2 phi f plus VSP. Okay, don't bother about this. Okay, we have not studied this. So it is the constant, this one. Okay, so its value into Gm. Okay, so that's why it is not considered. So if you want to consider this value, okay, just to show you. Then R0 we have done in the small signal operation, which is given by VA by ID. We have used it in calculation. Then CGS we have done just now calculation. It is for saturation region we have considered 2 by 3 WLCOX plus overlap capacitance. Overlap capacitance is WLOV-COX. Its value is considered. Okay. Then CGD value is 0 in the case of saturation, but along with this value is there. That's why it is WLOV into COX. Okay. In the saturation region part, we will consider. Then CSB and CDB. This also we have done. CSB 0 by square root of 1 plus VSB by V0. CDB 0 by square root of 1 plus VDB by V0. Okay. So these are the parameters of the high frequency model. Okay. And how to calculate that. So we started off with, that's why internal capacitances calculated, how to calculate that. Okay. We have seen. And then we have taken the hybrid phi model, frequency model, and we have simplified it for our manual analysis. Okay. So this is it for today. So next class, we'll be looking at the frequency response of the common source amplifier. Okay.